Hi all. Thank you so much. Ethan, thank you to the performers in the last hour. I'm Kay Gabriel. I'm one of the staff here at the project. Can we get a round of applause for Ethan, please? We are a little early, but we are going to start the next hour on time, knowing the potential of the Poetry Project Marathon to run long, veterans know. So we're actually going to speed ahead. While I have your attention, though, I will point your attention as well to the book and food sale in the back. That is also part of the fundraiser. So please go buy books, get a bite, get a drink. If you need the bathroom, there are accessible restrooms on both sides on the aisles here under the stairs. There's another restroom if you go outside the parish hall and up the stairs to your right. And then I've asked my colleagues to send me, yes, great. This is another great moment as well to remind you that this is our biggest annual fundraiser, and it is 50 years of this very unique downtown New York tradition, which began on January 1st, 1974. It's incredible that it's been going for 50 years. That is true in no small part because of the efforts of people in this room. It's really amazing. Please give generously. We are a small nonprofit organization. We are supported by our members, by our community members, by people like you. So if you take your phone and you go to poetryproject.org/give2024. I'm gonna give it a minute. You should take it. You should take your phone. You should really do it. For you, it's gonna feel so great. It's gonna feel amazing. It's gonna be the best thing that you did on the first day of 2024, aside from being here. Poetryproject.org/give2024, and I don't know. Maybe you can drop us like $5 or like $20, or if you're really generous, you can give us like $500. You could give us $1,000. You could give us many thousands of dollars, and that would support the hundreds of artists that we program here every year. Will support our staff of 7 and more part-time workers as well. So thank you all so much for your generosity and for being here, and Happy New Year. And it's my great pleasure to introduce our host for the next hour, a real rock and pillar of our community. Please welcome Patricia Spears-Jones.
Hello. Do you hear me? Am I going to host this and be fabulous? Okay. Well, this is my 49th. Okay? I was here the year after this started. So I've been around a while. Okay. And I'm going to sit down. All right. The Poetry Project is, as I've often said, as important to the ecosystem of the arts in New York City as Lincoln Center or any place else. Please support this place. It deserves your money. Give it. Okay. All right. Wonderful people are going to come out here and do all kinds of interesting things. Some of them will actually read poems. Okay, let's go. So the first will be Sing in Solidarity. Whether marching to La Internationale on May Day, leading a picket line and roll the union on, or performing music from the 3-penny opera incomes, members of Sing in Solidarity, the choir of the New York City chapter of the Democratic Socialists of America, use their voices to strengthen the socialist community through song. Listen.
Power to the working
Hey everybody, we are singing Solidarity. We are the choir of Democratic Socialists of America, New York City chapter. And our motto is no gods, no masters, no auditions. So please, if you like us, come and join us. Any rehearsal is open. Follow us at NYCDSA Choir on Twitter and Instagram. And please come to our concert January 13th at the People's Forum, where you'll be hearing some Appalachian labor songs.
This song we're going to sing is by a folk singer named Sarah Ogan Gunning, who is from Appalachian, Kentucky. She lived in a mining community which had very radical political movements and strong unions, some of which had members of the Communist Party in them, and they created this incredible body of incredibly radical, very traditional folk music. This song's called Dreadful Memories. It's about some of the conditions they faced and also about her optimism for working class liberation in the face of capitalist depression.
All right, I'm all for better pay.
Thank you so much, comrades. Really appreciated singing Solidarity. I forgot one, and I'm actually going to try to, yeah, let's do that. I forgot one announcement that's quite important, which is we are in the final hour of our first half. So the marathon is going to go until midnight, but this is the first half of the marathon. At the end of it, we're going to be clearing, at the end of this hour, we're going to be clearing the room and resetting the space. So even if you've bought a ticket for the second half, we're still going to invite you to exit. There will be a final musical performance as you exit, so that is a nice incentive to go outside, smoke a cigarette if that is your vice, talk to a friend. You can also go into the parish hall and buy books. If you haven't bought a ticket to the second half, well, what are you waiting for? But we are going to clear the room entirely. So thank you all so much, and I will turn things now back to Patricia.
All right. Now that we are ready to organize and get paid, we will now hear from Sky Hopinka, who's an artist, filmmaker, and writer from the Ho-Chunk Nation of Wisconsin. Sky.
Hello. We're the children of a great love and a great violence. We're the grandchildren of a great love and a great violence. Our softness and our hardness are always at odds with those surfaces. We ask them to be kind and to be gentle. We tell ourselves to be kind and to be gentle. Our hands shake in the early evenings. They always shake in the early evenings. As the long nights get long and we can't see when they'll end. An infinite morning haunts our dreams because of its solitude, because of its light and its air. A cold air that bites when it's frigid, deep down through our nose and into our mouth, and lower into our chest. An air that is cloudy and an air that is green. The green of the cedars and the mountains. Go camping again, my sister. Go back into the woods where you feel safe. I'll come find you when you find morning. I search for it myself and dream of an afternoon that we found in our youth. I picked you up and held you high and carried you around as you squeezed my neck and called me big brother. You danced at the powwow, you danced in circles. You told me to watch and to let you know you danced good. 22 or 23 December's gone and I remember you clearly. I remember you now and I love you still. You've got the road and I've got the road and we'll meet in the Yakima prairies. Once we've walked through our stories and slowly ease away from our speed and our dread, the dread that hurries our hearts and exhausts our bones and our ancestors. They're not our ancestors, though. They're our mothers and our fathers sitting quietly alone as we watch them make sense of their youth. They're clouds to us now, just hues of light and recollections of feeling and emotion. We imagine the colors were their dreams, churning away in their memories. Mnemonics of shape and reason, on syncope and swaying, as the anxieties of the gods sit heavy in the past. And they say, such are things in dreams in autumn. We were at a loss of language except for what we could speak, and I spoke and spake my way right out of this place. It's hot here still, and the humidity never was present, but lingers in the past in the ways that memories tend to lazily lay. I don't remember what was a memory or what was a dream. I imagine the colors were dreams and the smells were memories. It doesn't matter that much anymore since I'm home and I'm here and hot and bothered about the heat and the place and the men who couldn't teach me anything. I love them anyway, and what am I but half asleep daydreaming those teachings? I learned the everyday absences of strength and weakness. That binary isn't good enough. Come on, downright bad. We got in the car and we drove south, up and down the mountain, back that way, soddling through the clear paths in the rain and on the street. Take it easy. We got plenty of time and we're always a little tight. And tonight we're home in a home I haven't been to in such a long while. Memories at my feet and on the street and in the little pains of everything. No one says nowadays. They've moved on and say, hometown blues, and I think of you. I always think of you on days like this, until tomorrow, when I wake up not remembering anything, and go about my day till it's time to remember everything. Wherefore, soft sounds and disfluencies abound. Thank you.
All right. The poems are coming. Next up is the wonderful Erica Hunt. Erica Hunt, who has written wonderful volumes of poetry, major essays, and sometimes teaches in prestigious universities where her students are probably still going, what? Anyway, Erica Hunt.
Hello, love reading in this event, the Poetry Project. It is the place where you get the news. Has the red light ever been this red? Blinking, it reaches a boiling point, its stones wait to be thrown yonder, smashed in the rain of tumults, where someone somersaults round houses and clocks, chins, withers in diminished life expectancy, succumbs to ever the rule of claw in balled fists. I'm yelling the better to hear you, calling me what light suggests. We do thorn intimacy. Mood brings me to kinship, calls me to dash, and dash is to dash as dash is to blinding speed. This is the broken rule. We live in a proxy desert. The golden calf runs down souls, doesn't return your blinks, stares into the drink and no longer sees. Prophecy in the uneven grammar of squabbles. Net of ancient hatreds. Who goes there? So little room on the narrow ledge, the jittering high wire. And will it ever stop swaying? Last one. Can you tell me, if words attire thought, what is thinking when carnage is our daily weather, met with an itch to switch the channel, a call to the misnamed Department of Public Safety to confront gun awe? There are no words, but flesh is all that's left. No covering the eyes, no camera present, no way to choose sides between the bloodshed that flows at home and the blood stains on the shrouds. The white spaces we can't see drowns out all but an unsteady heartbeat, surrendering its count. In place of solace, suffering is a predicate. We don't see it, we don't hear it, we think. The news breaking us. One little statement, if I may. We are up against massive systems of violence and pain, and we need each other, hold each other, love each other, be in relationship with each other, treasure each other, a source of trust to build a world of peace. Happy New Year.
Amen. As they say in the South, amen, amen, amen. All right. Next up is Maureen Asanios, who is a writer, mother, and educator.
Hello, everyone. Give all your money to the Poetry Project. They deserve every penny. I'm I am going to start with a small excerpt from a post that the artist Jumana Manna wrote today and posted on Instagram. Our love and dedication goes out to our brothers and sisters in Gaza who teach us life, steadfastness, and bravery. We will rebuild. Palestine will never die. We will never go silent. We will continue telling our stories and imagining our futures, because this is our obligation to ourselves, our ancestors, and to the generations to come. In the words of our beloved martyr, Rafat el-Arir, we live for a reason, to tell the tales of loss, of survival, and of hope. So I'll read a short text that I wrote shortly after the war in Gaza began, and it's called Art and Life. All the devices put into place to feel and not feel at the same time, like a screen on which blurry images are projected, a piece of painting I stare at from the hard bench of a contemporary art museum. The poem so good at calibrating the ratio between restraint and expression, outrage and grief. All the art that keeps me functional enough to want more of what I want. More time to write about how writing enables me to experience damage without physically experiencing loss. I know people have dogs everywhere, but the profound expression of satisfaction on my neighbor's face as he scoops up his dog shit, the dullness of his gray cap, the hard angular calves developed over hours of private physical training is an image I have trouble sustaining. So is the image of my child licking a $7 vanilla ice cream scoop that I can't divorce from the image of a child in Gaza retrieved from the rubbles, slowly chewing on meat he barely has the strength to swallow, or the image of an ice cream truck filled with martyrs leaking blood through sealed doors because there are no morgues to store the dead or bury them where the enemy, the Zionist entity, the occupying power, can rob them of their death or harvest their hearts. These aren't guilt-assuaging or guilt-inducing comparisons, but a breach of the distancing effect by its own intensification. When I see people on the streets of New York, arms tightly wrapped around overflowing grocery bags, racing like me to catch the Q train, I see an image of war. The modulated glass facade of NYU's Mercer Street building, where I teach my students how to write essay, is an image of war. The farmer's market on Union Square selling 20 different types of mushrooms is an image of war. So are the children singing from the safety of a private school gymnasium, "Here comes the sun, little darling, here comes the sun," before an audience of principled Brooklyn parents. At a faculty meeting, we cry together, then hug before we part. Someone says, "Love is important," and I feel slightly nauseous. I tell my son about war while I bathe him, and he asks what war is, a question every child should be able to ask, and in the absence of such possibility, a question every child should be able to answer. At the supermarket, I spend an embarrassing amount of time deciding on which loaf of bread to buy. I forget to eat, text you back, move on, disregard the obscenity of always relying on the closeness of the first person to write against the distance the first person enables. This poem is wrong. It uses the word distance as if the space between us wasn't intentionally designed to sustain the hierarchy of value that trades life here for death there, a hierarchy that deprives us of the totality necessary to reorient our core toward freedom. In a state of total war, we must engage life in its entirety, trade the first person for the second one, cleanse our teaching from the fiction of neutrality, parent children that are not our own like our own children, commit to love only if inclusive of rage. What I'm trying to say is that I can't do anything without doing everything. I must change my life beyond an aesthetic imperative or encounter with an art object, but because you can't live yours. There is nowhere that doesn't see you. Thank you.
Next up is Charles Theonia, whose first book is Gay Heaven is a Dance Floor, but I Can't Relax. Now that's a great title, which is coming out from Archway Editions.
Thank you. I'm going to read two things. One is a good luck charm I wrote after being here all day and going home. It didn't work, I think we can all tell, but I'm going to try it again. Maybe I need to activate it by reading it all to you in the spirit of the nausea of love and treasuring each other. The new year comes through the door, naked under a trench coat. Someone you love draws you a bath. You reek of flowers, and a gentle bee bumps you. Cats respect you. Sunlight alights on you. Your inner world converts effortlessly into the outer. A few somebodies would like your hand on their knee, or a bit above it, or more than a bit. Train doors hold themselves open for you. Wine chills in an instant. Everyone pays you on time and attends to your wry, cinematic, and ultimately revelatory dreams. Your revolutions come in sideways. They're not for everybody, but they are for you. Effortlessly, you find your angles. That is, you and the earth look on each other with mutual regard and affection. When you sleep in, the day waits up for you. The universe goes so far as to high-five you. The waves run up to lick your feet. Dusk winks at you and keeps going. When malaise congeals, you gnaw through to the other side. Your citrus fruits, gossip, and booty are juicy. Your cukes are crunchy. You can laugh about childhood and mean it. Your experiments are statistically and aesthetically significant. You're walking arm in arm with friends. You make it up the mountain and back down. A dog sits on your feet. You have waited just the right amount of time to taste the wine. When you wake up, it's still fizzing. And a new poem, Bed, 1955, the Rauschenberg painting. Encrusted with the rather gross activity of dreams, in fact stiff with it, I ordered a bottle for the table, forgetting a friend who doesn't drink. To the left, I find the dream had gotten away from me. I think when I see it, horse. Asked what she'd written on harnessing measure, Alice Notley said, I must have been quoting. I don't talk about horses, I don't know any. And I don't remember any barfly horses. So a horse, then, is the activity of dreaming. They need a blanket when they're sweaty, too. Happy New Year.
Charms and dreams, charms and dreams. Okay, next up is Viva Ruiz, who is an Ecuadorian-American queer artist, but not here today. However, the fabulous Kay Gabriel will be reading Viva Ruiz's work.
Good afternoon. Happy New Year. This is Viva's poem that she wrote today. She was supposed to host the last hour, and she woke up feeling sick this morning. So I'm excited to read this for her. It doesn't have a title. People sitting, waiting to listen. People assembled for the purpose of listening. What a gift, what a privilege. What to do with it? I pray for the words. I ask them to speak through me here in this church on day one. If you give me, Viva, a mic, I will say fuck white supremacy. If you give me a platform, I will say I need you, I love you, I need you, I love you. I didn't know that having friends would be enough. I never knew. Nobody told me. Nobody told me that the myth that would wear, that it would tear away. I didn't know that having friends was enough, and I'm mad nobody told me. I'm mad they taught us the opposite. This search, this searching, I didn't know there was no waiting. I didn't know everything could be juicy, even the sorrow. I didn't know. I didn't know that ecstasy could exist in anything. Movement work is wet and it's juicy. Illuminations sharing the holding onto each other, the clarifications, the fortifying we offer each other, is wet and juicy, plump, erect, mouth-watering, ecstatic. Wanna get free? Mouth emoji, drip emoji, devious cat emoji, eggplant. When I get a bag of money and a studio and time and less precarity, I'm going to design all kinds of furniture that also works as sex toys for the people. All those years dancing topless in the outer boroughs for dollars is not different than being a Christian priest for abortion. Social practice, social sculpture, social choreography, queer futurism. It's the retrofitting for me. Since October 7th, I got turned down for every grant I was invited to apply to. When I'm dead, I'm going to be studied in all the most prestigious Corinthian columned white houses. Are those Corinthian columns? Somebody should tell me. I think maybe no. When I'm dead, I'm going to be an art world scandal. The day the United States is forced to give all the land back and the name of this genocidal settler project is corrected to whatever the indigenous nations want it to be named, I will be thrilled. I will finally feel proud to say I'm from here. Who cares about states when you can care about the people? When there are people to care about that have always, always cared for the trees, when there are people who throw themselves in front of an olive tree, weeping, offering their own life to save that tree from being chopped down as a cruelty of occupation. We beg daily for slaughters to end, from Rikers to Palestine. But I can see it now. I can see it the day when the people who have been known to love the land, air, animals, and waters as their neighbors, as their family, as the way of life, I can see the day when these people become the stewards again. They will be the only ones to decide what the land we live on is named, and whatever they decide will always have been its true name. Thank you so much, Viva, and Happy New Year.
All right. Well, a very vivid reading of Viva's work. I like saying that. All right. Next up is going to be Edwin Torres, one of my faves of all times, with Sean Meehan. Edwin Torres' recent book is Quanundrum, which Quanundrum, I Will Be Many-Angled Thing from Roof Books. And it was awarded a 22 American Book Award. And he's performing tonight with drummer Sean Meehan, whose recent release, Magazine, on Sacred Realism label, is a 58-minute composition for solo cowbell. Hey, I just read them, y'all. Okay. Sean performed with Edwin at his first reading millions of years ago at the Poetry Project. Edwin and Sean.
Hey everybody, Happy New Year. I had my first poetry workshop in that room in '94. And I had one student that signed up, and I told Ed, we can cancel it. He said, no, you should do it. So for 3 months, me and Frank worked out stuff with the piano and tape recorders and everything, so anyway. Happy New Year. Always a great way to start the year. Especially with Sean here. Okay. My sight got taken. My touch got stronger. My skin got taken. My scent got stronger. My tongue got taken. My song got stronger. My sails got taken. My heart got stronger. My silence to the rip at the end of the tapestry. To the gigabyte Icarus fantasy. To the sonic harmonic astronomy. Nake, nake, nake. To the emerald light of ecology. Taka, taka, taka. To the weapon you bait for the tyranny. Kava mave mava. To the hunger you keep for the colony. Abakabu sabakabe. To the hatch of obedient crackeries. Apo, apo, apo. To the might of impossible miracles. Evakate kato. To the fissure's original fracture, to the fracture's original tremor, to the tremor's original cry, to sever the visible sky. To the shadow undone by the master of none, the runner, the runner, the run, the scissor, the paper, the pebble, the rebel, the scissor, the paper, the pebble, the rebel, the one in guise of the other, in guise of the one inside of the other. The one in guise of the other, in guise of the one inside of the other. The mother, the father, the one, la luna, la sola, la luya. The mother, the father, the one, la luna, la sola, la luya. Hey! To the infinite orbit of language. Gua, gua, gua. To the river I river impossible. To the mountain I mountain my name. To the fire I fire ascension. To the enter I enter my frame. To the body, the brain, the spirit, the same, the same. Seva sava. Cueva cava. Hueva mavaba, levata vabata. Lenga bakumba kakwe. The mother, the father, the one, the scissor, the paper, the pebble, the rebel, the mother, the father, the one, the scissor, the paper, the pebble, the rebel, the mother, the father, the one, the scissor, the paper, the pebble, the rebel, the mother, the father, the one, the scissor, the paper, the pebble, the rebel, the mother, the father, the one, the scissor, the paper, the pebble, the rebel, the invincible voice of humanity. Cha, 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 to the invincible voice of humanity. Cha, 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 to the invincible voice of humanity, everybody. Cha, 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 to the infinite orbit of love.
Thank you, Edwin. Thank you, Sean. The infamous. Thank you, Edwin. Thank you, Sean. We only have one. Uh-oh. I'm missing somebody. All right, we have four more people for this. I'm missing. I've got 8, and then I got.
Okay, I will look for that person.
Yeah. Who is it? I wonder.
I don't know. Let me find out.
Okay.
Okay, great.
All right. Next, Ms. Gertie, thank you. Now we have 3 more up. Once all of this is taken away, the next up is M.S. Red Cherries, who is author of Mother, which is forthcoming from Penguin Books in the summer of 2024. Red Cherries is a citizen of the Northern Cheyenne Nation. And here comes M.S. Red Cherries.
Hello. This performance is dedicated to my sister, Thyra Red Cherries. This is what Kafka really meant when he wished to be a red Indian. Every now and again, you examine the ground before you, very jerkily, because you are not on a racing horse, but behind the wheel of a Chevy Malibu on a dirt road on the reservation. You are leaning with the wind because you want your hair to cover your eyes so you could pretend you were on a racing horse. You are instantly alert because your brother who is driving could hit a racing horse who may be crossing the road before you. You are not wearing any spurs, you do not need any reins. The racing horse will take you to a place where the land that was once gone is now back, and your horse's neck and head is actually yours. This poem is called You Are the Secret at the Gate. As I got older, my mother would tell me stories, both dead and alive. The mustering and withering of her voice, booming and inviting, would set me to sleep, where I'd close my eyes but still be awake. In the great drinking days, serving as the eternal fountain, things took shape and hold of us, my mother would say, and I knew that. Constant, stream aching, the side of mirror veiled left wondering, right above to side gaze grazing, the shiny wrought written holiday, steady before weaving, a norm wild garden reeds, glaring at the crossed ice melt on riverside left barking hungry. Are you hungry? I would say yes because it was rude to say no. She would make me Spam and eggs and sometimes potatoes, using the same skillet to make everything. She said, I bet you've never had Spam before. I told her no, it was bacon or bust, and we'd laugh. Man, we always laughed. And she would always boil coffee. She'd make cowboy coffee with cream, the American dream, cold half para and paramount, shooting roads, sunbelt dogs, holding small tired lanes, oh months, oh pennies, waiting for pops pop to show shoes of feet slowing concealed snow, teal banks hopping, define hop, define hope, being corral straits till dire, 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 good, good, good. This poem is called A Wide Eye and a Drive So Fast. Tasting air, dancing still, water want to play with real Indians, and splash the bank and see the future, and take the dog, it means nothing to me. And this is my last poem. Sorry. It is all air going north and a walk outside. He noticed my distrust of the landscape as I saw it through his life. America never looked for us at all, but I'm better with you, I told my father. I don't know if he heard me. One lit candle after another on a table in a 2-bedroom house with a mud driveway. 50 years ago, his own mother sitting in a rocking chair near the stove, watching him play outside from the window. Corn and potatoes for dinner. His mother scratches her hand until it bleeds and asks the Catholic priest for forgiveness. Forgiveness from who? And at 30, she dies from diabetes. No concrete bedder, no marble statue erected in anyone's honor except at the Catholic Church, a saint. When I saw my father's cedar coffin laying in the front of the church beneath the priest's hands, it made me feel small and raging, but at who? Cheyenne songs and mass and Catholic prayers, ideas that don't work out in the long run, in a church that was built to resemble a teepee, burning cedar near a cedar box. I look at my feet. I am wearing black heels and a black dress. I am in black in a Catholic church attending my father's funeral, and I am walking out to head to the burial site. It is cold outside, and the ground is so frozen my heels do not sink into the clay. Father, is it too late to tell you, when Mother called me every Christmas and every birthday, did you know that I wished for you? And the last time you called me, you said it was so cold that your chest hurt, and it was this cold. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. And thank all of you. We only have 3 more readers, and then we will move everybody out so they can clean up and move you all back in. All right. Next up is Tracy McTagg, or McTogg, however you want to say it. Tracy is a poet and artist and author of Supernatural and Marginal Utility. Both published by Trembling Pillow Press. Now that is a press's name if you want one. Tracy McTagg.
Honor and privilege to be in your company and the vast community of poets that have made this place both a beacon and a touchstone for us to collectively evolve, heal, and create within. Ole, thank you. Thank you all. And I'm going to read a poem, it's very short, and the title of which is a line taken from a song by Shuhada Sadakat, also known as Sinead O'Connor. Black moon fades and gives you my heart. We are all miniature palaces. We are everywhere. We are incantatory words summoning a sunbird in Gaza. We are a river's pulse, diminished and obliterated into star-scattered sky. We are St. Lucia's stigmata site. We are the lattice shadow from a Moroccan lamp across blind eyes. We are carnivorous mushrooms feeding on nematodes within trees, more dead than alive, surrounded by night. We are wove into ocean with cuttlefish camouflaged to sea. We are a lullaby sung in the mother tongue. We are a 10-year-old girl staring down a soldier. We are a 1,000-year-old cedar limbs surviving millennia of drought. We are the chimera veil and pearl formed from lavish grit. We are embedded in a landscape and ancestral timeline. In the marrow of martyrs' shrouds, we are invisible, becoming visible. Thank you.
Counting down to the last 2. Next up is going to be Sahar Krabani, who's a writer, artist, and poet from Beirut.
Hi. Happy New Year. Thank you, Poetry Project. I'm going to read a short excerpt from a longer poem and then a short poem by Mary Oliver. Okay.
Was at the Poetry Project.
All right. May the bridges I burn light the way. Spaces of exception, black bloc, a tactic, not an organization. Don't call us a nation, we're a people, a floating tactic, a space of and exception, doomed to repetition without a purpose to anchor us. No full grasp, understanding of why it floats, floating through the streets, sites of circulation, disruption associated with foreign invasion, outside agitation, a repertoire of tactics, a mythic whirlpool on the shore of American exceptionalism. Outbursts of the unheard resist the tendency to reduce. Attacks against property float in and out of movements, of thinking, of wanting to be, at the end of the day, just a commoner, just an entity not needing to fight continuously for liberation, with tactics for the unheard, the unwhites, the repetition, the dominance of spaces of exception, attacks against the urgency of wanting, to want and embrace, to live for desire, to desire in the first place, large scale, highly mediated, lost in the framing and focus, the blockage of highways and bridges by mobile crowds, floating, chanting, I want to kiss you in the middle of the riot. I want to run and block traffic and know that bodies on the street on the streets will always make a thud and awaken the bodies under us, put there by plunder and racist oppression, to know that thousands of bodies are standing for people like me, for us. And this is Don't Hesitate by Mary Oliver. If you suddenly and unexpectedly feel joy, don't hesitate. Give into it. There are plenty of lives and whole towns destroyed or about to be. We're not wise and not very often kind, and much can never be redeemed. Still, life has some possibility left. Perhaps this is its way of fighting back, that sometimes something happens better than all the riches or power in the world. It could be anything, but very likely you notice it in the instant when love begins. Anyway, that's often the case. Anyway, whatever it is, don't be afraid of its plenty. Joy is not made to be a crumb. Thank you.
Okay, Sahar. She found a Mary Oliver poem that even Allen Ginsberg might like. Okay, we're coming up to the very last person in this hour, and that is the amazing Garrett DeVoe, who is going to do something interesting. We don't know what, but we will find out soon because it's Garrett DeVoe, and he's finishing up the 4 to 5 p.m. hour. And with that, it's going to be the end of the first part of this particular marathon. Let's hear it up for everybody who's already read. So that Garrett can get ready to do whatever Garrett wants to do. And somebody's calling. What can you say? Modern technology.
While we're waiting, I'll remind everyone that after Garrett's performance, we're going to clear the room. That's true even if you have a ticket to the second half. We're going to invite you to go into the parish hall or to exit. The Rude Mechanical Orchestra, whose bio I will read after Garrett's performs, will be serenading you as you exit, so it'll be lovely and dramatic. If you don't have a ticket to the second half, please buy one. That would be so amazing. And while I'm on the mic, Ann Waldman, we are looking for you. So if anybody sees Ann, hi, please flag her down for us. We love you so much.
And show up. And show up. I always wanted to say that. Just for once, for my, just why not? Ann Waldman, where are you? Ann Waldman, where are you? We're waiting on Garrett to salute us out the door. I've had a great time hosting, and I'll be back later. All right. Garrett DeVoe. Garrett DeVoe. I'll go into my phone sex voice if you really want me to go there. Garrett DeVoe.
Please read close to the... Thanks, Patricia. There we go. Thank you. It's great to be starting the new year with the poetry project. And yeah, I appreciate the advice to lean into joy. Thank you. Devil horns of the soul eclipse, too cliche for our apocalypse. These constellations of intimacy, they stretch beyond you, they're stretching beyond me. Don't wanna be poor, I gotta invest. Wouldn't be such a chore if I only had a place to rest. With the ventriloquist to the infinite, cracked open another world, cracked open closure. Far from the myth that there's some savior waiting out there for you. March is windy, April is wet. Goodbye to this pacifier of death. Found a piece of the peace that's left in the breath of the ventriloquist. Well, in the name of God, made me get in that car. Great blue herons fucking a nest, and the spinning wheel of certainty rests in their chest. The shipwreck sweeps up my lottery, a misfit mistaken for a breed, but meshed with the ventriloquist. Well, in the name of God, is a shoe dude on a foot like you? Slow motion, blue indecency, thinking lazy in this perfect city. Zero sum, abandoned, Armageddon's already come and left with the ventriloquist. To the infinite, to the infinite. Thanks. Happy New Year.
Thank you so much, Garrett. Thank you all. Can I give it up for the amazing Patricia Spears-Jones? Please. Wow.